presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to John in Orlando. John, what's going on, brother?
Good afternoon, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
Good. I'm going to tell you, I've been listening to you since your radio days back in 99. Appreciate what you guys do. But what I really enjoy that you brought back Tim Ward. This guy is as smart as a whip.
I am so happy for that feedback.
Yeah, because he's one of a kind. He's got to be the number one market timer. I'm telling you, it's like he calls it really, really good.
He does. I really appreciate the feedback, man.
Yes.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
What is going on, everyone? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. I know we had a short week. I can't believe it's Friday. We're going to have another 2 days off. If you look at what I'm looking at right now, this is Vertiv Holdings, okay? So we've been talking about, we're going to get into these guys and kind of the whole industry in general, but I've been hyping this data center build out. You know, it needs to happen. I have the windows open, so there's a nice breeze coming through. Not the poltergeist, but anyways, Microsoft just came out and said they're going to spend $80 billion building these kind of data centers out. You know, and I'm curious as well. Yeah, I have this issue with I would assume like energy throughput, but you know, can these office buildings that we have be used in any capacity? You know, I'm not sure what the rig out needs to be. I'm dubious to that concept, but I was kind of just Googling that, but I ran out of time. Take a look at that because it might be interesting. You know, if these like crumbling, you know, CRE like funds can actually turn around and be kind of interesting. But that's just a kind of quick thought I had. Vertiv is up 6.2%. They have these data center solutions essentially, real estate wise. So pretty good for them. Take a look at the composite. I mean, hey, the market's doing pretty well today. You're up 1.7% right now on the composite at 19,608. You have Dow Jones Industrial up about 0.76% at 42,713. You get the SPY trading up 1.23% at 591.82. How about that? Nice, just green move to the upside today. Let's take a look. You have the DXY dollar coming down a little bit, still somewhat high at 108.93, but we were trading up at a high of 109.53, so going off that. Crude oil continuing to be very strong, you know, shutting down that throughput from Russia through the Ukraine is intense. You know, of course, you have natural gas spiking because we're supposed to be getting a very powerful polar vortex. I mean, it is beautiful right now. I think the vortex is supposed to come, what, in like 10 days or something like that, 8 days. I mean, looking at kind of the projections for the Midwest, it's like just kind of unbelievable, right? I mean, like Thimblewind or stuff. And it blows my mind, like being on a side note, I was in Denver like maybe 3 years ago or something like that, and it was like 92 degrees out. Very nice because no humidity. I'm not used to that as a Floridian. But when I left the next day, it plummeted down to like 38, and I don't understand how infrastructure can handle that. But regardless, we're going to get a massive, massive cold front coming through the States. So you have natural gas pumping up on that. You have some kind of international disruption going on that's pushing crude oil futures up. Of course, you have the E-mini up 1.21%. You get the Russell up 1.32%. Gold off 0.6%. You have copper catching a bit up 1.22% at $4.07 on that contract. And then silver right back above that 29 level at $30.07. Celsius. What's going on, big guy? Up 6.18%, trading at 28.88. Let's see here. That's crazy. Celsius holding investors substantial loss have opportunity to lead securities class action lawsuit. I've looked more into that. There's been a lot of hype going around with Celsius, really driven from Celsius as well. They've been alluding to some kind of big thing that they're about to release, which, you know, I mean, I'm not sure if that's driving this or what it could be. Interesting to note, not that I really ever follow these things, but Morgan Stanley is maintaining a $42 price target for Celsius. Kind of interesting. Maybe this is like, this may warrant some, you know, closer look, right? You have a market cap of about 7.8 billion right now. Excuse me, jeez. The TGIF, as Tom always said, is 6.78 billion market cap for Celsius. A lot of buzz on it online. Of course, you get, as far as I'm concerned and see here, there's not really any major news for it, but up 6.07%. Potentially, I'll just take a look. I want to take a look too at their Form 4s to see if anyone in there is buying. Let's see. You got Disney up 0.35% at 111. You got Lucid up 6.6%. So nice movement to the upside for them. Meta up 0.84%, Steel Dynamics up 1.3%, and then Tesla rebounding above that $400 level, because why not? Speaking with things like Tesla and Lucid, you had Rivian actually, good for them, up 22.27% at 1625. They nailed deliveries. They beat estimates, right? Now, something important to keep in mind, that these estimates were in line with what they were talking about earlier this year, okay? It's not like they just did so extraordinarily well that they nailed it. Their deliveries were in line with what they were anticipating. They had scaled it back a little bit because of supply chain issues. It seems like that wasn't an issue for them after all. And so you're trading back up in that 1620 area at 2230. I still think they're going to have problems with. I think they're going to have problems with being profitable. I think Trump coming in and not dumping as much money into EVs as the Biden administration did is going to be an issue for them. I don't believe that they get any of the EV tax credit that's going to that Trump will maintain. Of course, what they're doing is slicing the amount of cars that you can get the tax credit for. Rivian is on that chopping block. So, I think there were some major headwinds for Rivian going forward. Again, I will always say the thing that made me stop liking this stock was listening to one of their C-suite guys saying we're not a vehicle company, we're an OS company. And, I guess that's fine, but you are a vehicle company and you need to make these cars and you need to make them profitable as well. And they've had a lot of issues with fluctuating basically losses per vehicle, right? So they get close to being somewhat profitable maybe, and then they lose it the next quarter, and then they do it again. And so just weird for me. Staying out of Rivian, at least on my end. Of course, do your own DD on it. But, this is a nice bump up. 22.47% is great, especially for a market cap of something that was, probably around 13 billion earlier this morning. You're trading right now at 16.4 billion. So very interesting, to say the least. Let's see. I want to get the exact numbers for you. They delivered 14,200 EVs, which is nice. Wall Street was expecting 13,400. Company produced 49,476 vehicles and delivered 51,579. That's on a full year basis for 24. Figures were in line with management's full year guidance of 47,000 to 49,000. And they were smack in the middle of production. So, anyways, I think the analysts just thought it was going to be way worse. Folks, stay there. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, everyone. Ran some stuff down. This is what I need to do. Okay, I need to make a watch list for the AI companies I'm looking for. I'm going to do one on IoT. SAT, I think. And I think that might be what I just start with because, you know, some of these things are just like moving, you know, and I believe this is like, some of them clearly are kind of like weird pumps, but a lot of these as well. I'll do one for optics as well. I think I'll probably put that in with the IoT group. But, you know, I mean, I think people are starting to kind of see, all right, like these sectors are going to get some attention, right, coming into this year. I mean, you're looking at FCUV. Now, this is a little bit spooky to me. Well, look, I have another chart. Give me a second. Like this one, like, okay, yeah, if somebody's up 200%, I'm not gonna, you know, immediately hop into that or anything. Has infinity intrinsic, oh my gosh, or implied volatility, excuse me. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. Up 192.78%, 101. Not really sure, again, you know, when these things run like that on no news, there's either something that insiders know and they're buying into, or someone just wants to pump the thing for whatever reason that might be, probably making money. So I get a little nervous on it, but this is an IoT company as well, Smart IoT. Of course, we're looking at IVDA. We had been looking at ARB a little bit as well, which is just this is a freaky one, but it keeps fluctuating like this essentially, right? It's had a nice kind of like upward trend recently, which is great. Volume, you know, obviously a pretty high wick on that one there. You know, kind of interesting. And then of course, I mean, I swear, I think people are listening. Because Supercom, we're talking about, again, this IoT predictive analytics kind of deal, is up 21.25% today. Again, I don't think this is on any particular news besides what we had been going through, you know, getting expanded contracts with Kentucky and a few other districts. Of course, they have a 5-year contract with the Israeli prison system. And so what these guys are really doing is the IoT is basically going to be visual, right? So they have cameras, and the cameras will be able to detect certain things, right? So if there's like an intruder, okay, does the intruder have a firearm? All right, let's say you have an elderly parent, you stick one of these in their house, and it can basically tell if they have a fall and alert you. You know, so interesting stuff. 19 million market cap is wild. You know, probably pretty low float on this. So, you know, you're getting just minor buys shooting this thing up 23.96%, up 952. Now, what I will say with Supercom is they have just released some form saying that they can, if they want to, basically dilute this thing by $100 million. And they could do it at once, they could do it in different phases, whatever that may be. I emailed them and asked them, okay, like, why do you want to do that? You know, do you want to do it to expand operations? Do you need to pay off debt? What is your kind of point with that? I hope they respond. I feel like that's a nice thing to be able to reach out. You know, you democratize the whole thing, but we'll see if they respond. A lot of times people like that, they don't, for obvious reasons. But, you know, so that's something to be a little bit cognizant of. What else? Yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on Supercom. It is a really interesting company, for sure. And at 19 million, you know, I mean, you can make insane gains like this on the daily. Probably wait for there's no way they're not going to dilute, I don't think. I'm surprised they haven't already, especially because you've had a past few days, you know, really nice pump ups. Obviously, you get to a high there. 813, come right back down to a low of about 512, and then we've just been going up and kind of making that nice upward swing pattern. Excuse me. Oh man. Anyways, yeah, I'm pretty bullish on, you know, predictive analytics in IoT, and then just, I mean, really just smart IoT in and of itself, or AIoT as they're calling it. You know, you think about it too, not only is it just a good application for AI, right, to make some extra money for all these people dumping money into it, but, you know, I think too, these things can gather data that can be used for whatever reason, even if it's modeling or training purposes. You know, one of the things that I like the most, and I think this is a really special use case and maybe not something that would happen all the time, is with Cloudflare, right? One of the ways that they add noise into their system for, you know, better encryption is they put a big wall of lava lamps in their front office, right? They film those lava lamps, and it's angled in such a way that when they're filming the lava lamps, they can also see out through the window onto the street. And people will come and just sit there and stand and watch the lava lamps, but that adds in more near randomness, right? And so they'll use that in the system to add noise. It's better for security. Very interesting stuff. But you think about it, like, this isn't just, you know, IoT devices aren't just like Alexa listening to you or something like that. I mean, they have serious implications. I think that the industry itself is going to become extremely profitable. And this is a great space for artificial intelligence application. It's gonna be something like that. So anyways, that's Supercom right there. What else? Obviously, we're talking about FCUV. We talked about IVDA. Oops. I don't know why that's moving off today. I think it's off like 6% or something. Oh, okay. No, it's not. It's off 1.9%. The same kind of deal, right? They're at 13 million. You know, again, at this kind of level, you're going to get some kind of dilution. At some certain point, and a lot of times these things kind of need like maybe a retail catalyst to get going, especially kind of at these prices. But I think that's there. I think that it's going to be there. I think people are very still kind of FOMO'd out from just general AI. You saw that in quantum, right? So like going into qubit, which we can talk about a little bit. I haven't looked. To finish my point before we like hop over to that, is that I think that these fields are going to get built out in the coming years. I think that people saw what happened with things like NVIDIA and Meta and all these kind of deals, and SoundHound, Lemonade, all these kind of applications, and they want to get into something as well. They want to find the next wave. Now, you know, they picked quantum. That becomes an issue sometimes as well, especially if the field itself or the industry or whatever sector themselves aren't really doing anything, and you're getting front loaded. But I mean, we look at, switch over to qubit, it's off 4.33%. Now, I think they are releasing earnings in April. That is when this can all come crashing down, right? I don't want to touch this thing. I don't trust it. I don't trust them. I think they're lying about their capabilities. You know, you're supposed to have this foundry developed by sometime in Q1 25. That's just perfect in time for the April release, obviously. When they don't have that, I mean, there's a chance they spin it somehow and people don't read too much into it. and they pump this thing up. But I don't know. I might try to buy puts on this. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked at any of the chains for that, but I don't know. Be careful with these kind of stuff. But with something like the AIoT, I think there is something there. I think it is readily applicable. I think the value just exists already. And so when that starts getting adopted and these different kind of companies start coming out like, hey, you know, we do IoT and we added our own AI to it, and look what this does, that rallies and that becomes the next wave. And you can get insane gains when people are FOMOing, you know. You need to get in early. You don't want to be the FOMO-er. Folks, stay right there. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show on this lovely Friday. I'm gonna go for a nice little walk around the park today. It is so gorgeous out. Florida Bros, we are winning. Let's look What do I want to look at? Dude, what you just posted in the den is kind of interesting. That QGSI. I have no opinion on it right now, but it's kind of, I wonder, it's like what, some AI trading system? Or perception analysis? It's kind of crazy. OTC, 5 cents a share. Huh. Interesting stuff. We'll take a look right now at OPTX, this Syntec Optics holding, trading up 10.82%. Again, not a bunch of news right now, but I think this is kind of a sympathy play to Microsoft dumping so much money into data centers. I think people are going to start getting on this wave with optics. This company they're really well positioned right now to develop the optics for low Earth orbit satellites. You're seeing a bunch of build out for that, even with things like ASTS, which is actually getting, quite a bit of legit attention right now. You're at 6.6 billion on this company, trading up 10.63%. They seem like they're going to be relatively dominant, I guess, in telecommunications. But I mean, this is, you're trading at a little bit low for the month, but nice recovery off from 2081 for sure. Tested that level multiple times, at least at 21, and then right back up to 24 on some okay volume as well. And it, interestingly enough, it just seems like this low Earth or this orbit build out is pretty impressive. SpaceX is doing it, obviously. Chinese are doing it. I think other people want to kind of get into that. And so with OPTX, again, this is Syntec Optics. They're doing that for low Earth orbit. I would really recommend checking out their website if you're curious about it. But it seems like they're pivoting as well with this guy, Matt Carey, into defense and then also into data center. They've acknowledged that optics will play a role in data centers, or at least they think so, which I like. Of course, talk about this a lot, but with IR Labs that just got a bunch of money from NVIDIA and Intel, again, private company, so you can't get exposure, but looking for some of these smaller cap optics stocks, the problem is that their fundamentals, their financials aren't like phenomenal. They're not like abysmal, but it's just kind of boring a little bit, which is unfortunate. And I'm not seeing any new contracts coming out from optics, but I mean, this move up 10.82, I'm not seeing anyone talk about this online, so I don't think this is some like hype pump and dump kind of right now. You have it on a month. Well, you had a high of basically like 451 almost, right around there, which is not bad. You come back down, and it's just the problem with some of these stocks when they don't have any like major coverage is this kind of stuff can happen, right? I mean, this is good volume, acquisition here. It never reached back down, at least on the month, to what it was before this major buy. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I think they're positioned in some capacity to kind of capitalize on the movement into photonics. And they do also photonics communication as well. Super important. I don't have a position in it, but I keep looking at it every day and reading more about them. And I don't know if I'm memeing myself into it, but pretty interesting stuff, I think, with the photonics in general. So I have this on my radar. I'm going to keep doing some kind of coverage on it. And of course, if I got it when I was talking about, it's up 10.82% today. So anyways, kind of neat stuff. Let's see. Do I have any other kind of equities I want to talk about? Archer is blowing up. I can't believe how far this company has come. You're trading at 1139. You're up 19.10% today. This is like nearly got escape velocity for its memeing. You have Kathy Woods adding to it. You have a $400 million contract with Anduril. I mean, you're going from this like weird little, air taxi into actual defense company. We'll see what happens. They're supposed to develop and produce 2 of their vehicles at the end of this year. So, I mean, that's still a very long way away. That's a lot of time for this company to plummet, equity-wise, price-wise. It's also a lot of time for it to keep moving up. But I think getting in with Anduril is kind of interesting. I don't have a position in this either. And really, if you remember, we were talking about this a few months ago regarding, electric vertical takeoff. Joby was the way to go, right? Joby was just better positioned financially. Their they had the contracts with the FAA, at least to start trying to fly, or at least get the clearance for before anyone else. And, market cap wise, this is more valuable, right? But you've seen Archer get a lot of attention over Joby, which is somewhat interesting to kind of note. All right, let's see, what else can we talk about today? This is like, when you get to these Fridays and you're still trying to figure out the new swing, of the year, it's always kind of like, what can we take a look at here? I think speaking a little bit more on Microsoft, kind of going over with their $80 billion investment, we should speak about that. I think in the near term, Microsoft is dumping a bunch of money, and it's at 0.91% today. This might suppress it a little bit, right? Especially with earnings. I mean, look, you're trading up around 450. We've come down to 414 at the low. A little bit of a bounce off, but that's not a phenomenal chart on the monthly for Microsoft, And I think things with Meta as well. These guys are going to be dumping a ton of money into data centers, into AI, and I think this has, runs the risk essentially of depressing some earnings. And so it's something to keep in mind. I believe in this same kind of realm, you've had Cerence. If you guys have heard of this stock here, this is more through NVIDIA, right? But again, it's this concept of building out in a major way, and you still have winners that are yet to be crowned in AI. Take a look at Cerence today. This is up 141.11%, $19.12. You have a market cap of 817 million. And so they just struck a massive deal with NVIDIA to do AI voice technologies with in-car systems. That makes me question, how is SoundHound doing? Never did any coverage on SoundHound. Okay, up to 2.73%. And your Live Person, which is kind of like a little competitor to SoundHound, I think is up pretty significantly today as well. Yeah, up 15.82%, market cap of 154 million. So we go back to, what did I just click? We go back to Cerence. Let's talk a little bit about them. So this is so crazy. They're getting a lot of money from these guys. They're reporting revenue right now of $331 million with a margin of $73.7 million. They're forecasting free cash flow of $25 million for the fiscal year 2025. This gets built out in different vehicles. This could be big for them. Folks, stay right there. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, everybody. Jacob Shoup watching Tom O'Brien Show. This is our last full segment. Let's talk about our friend QNCCF. This is Quantum Emotion Corp. They are doing quantum cryptography, not to be confused with post-quantum cryptography. They're doing just random number generating, essentially, right? We spoke a little bit about that, I think on Tuesday or something. Basically, my point in bringing that up is be a little cautious with Quantum Emotion Corp because their method of encryption is not one that's accepted by NIST, by any governing body in IT, or by the military as well. That doesn't mean that quantum random number generation won't be used in any application, but you know, when you start getting like standardized forms of doing things, people usually don't deviate from that, especially in enterprise, right? Like you don't see a bunch of different people using different encryption algorithms that deviate too far from, you know, what is just generally used in symmetric and asymmetric. So what's going on? This is off 11.86% today. It was off a little bit more as well. So what had happened, and I can't actually find it anymore. It was been removed. But essentially, one of their partners, Terra Nova Defense Company, essentially said that it wasn't good. And I wish I could find what Terra Nova Defense said, but they have deleted it, right? So essentially something along the lines that Quantum Motion Corp's encryption standard doesn't work, it wasn't good. Quantum said, hey, you don't know that because you can't see how it works, even if you utilize it. You don't really know what's going on. Let me see if I can I have to go to the Wayback Machine or something along those lines. Yeah, but they completely removed everything. It was a social media post, which is kind of insane. And I think if you look at it today, I think this was posted a day ago or something like that. So you've had some recovery. Be this massive sell-off down to 70 cents, and then a nice little recovery. That's kind of crazy. It would have been a phenomenal dip to buy at that moment. I still am just not really sold on this at all. I know some people are hyping it up, and of course, if you want to play a hype run, that exists, especially when you have a major dip and maybe it's an unfounded one, or it dips for unfounded reasons. You can make some good stuff. If you bought at the dip, if you bought at the bottom today, that would have been fantastic gain, right? But anyways, that's what's going on with QNCCF. Of course, we've been speaking about that a little bit. As far as our other guys that are doing post-quantum encryption, you have LAES. That's getting sold off today, off 4.99%. This has definitely changed. It's daily behavior. You're not getting, you do a little bit, right? Like today you get this massive bar up, right, which we've been seeing. Usually something that would happen is it would dip back down, go sideways until you get another buy up in the same kind of behavior. This is unable to kind of hold those highs throughout the day, which gives me a little bit of pause in it. Probably the news cycle has just gone to something else. I'm still watching LAES. If they are successful in what they're doing, I think the thing can still run, right? Because you don't have a lot of people doing post-quantum PKIs and TPMs, And again, they have the catalyst with WiseKey coming up very soon as well with WiseKey's satellite launch, which their TPMs will be involved in. But it's interesting seeing these kind of nearly Twitter fights between these companies. And even if it's not legit what Terra Nova said, just the fact, and it's unfortunate because it almost just taints the concept, right? Especially something as small as like quantum motion. Something else that I will say that I think is decent about this situation is you had one of their other collaborators, Crone Technologies, basically say this is untrue, we like them, we want to deepen relationships with QNCCF. So I think in that sense, it's kind of nice, but I'll be watching it, and I'm going to be watching the general kind of industry as well and kind of what their opinions are if there's any shift in sentiment on quantum random number generation. As it stands now, again, not accepted, and nobody seems like they're going to be gearing up to use it at all. Other news, kind of just big ones. You have Biden. He has blocked the sale of U.S. steel to Nippon. Pretty crazy. Kind of expected as well. But I think that has just some implications going forward. I'm not sure exactly what those are. You have Steel Dynamics up 1.04%. I think you had a lot of people working for U.S. Steel who kind of wanted this deal to go through, and it didn't. And it seems much more of a political thing. I'll have to read what Biden said regarding why it's a security concern. But I mean, this is again kind of this general build you've had in America recently, and it will happen under Trump as well, where you're wanting to bring industry back a little bit or develop new ones as well. And that, I mean, you could relatively be bullish about a lot of American manufacturers, I think, in the upcoming 4 years, as long as inflation doesn't smoke them or anything like that. But I mean, Biden set this up, right? Trump is going to continue it. This is something that spans over these kind of party lines. So I like that when you're thinking about, how do I want to position myself going forward. Taking a look at XRP as well, this is up 2.31%. There is still this concept floating around, and in Korea, the amount of guys buying XRP has skyrocketed. The trading volume is insane. XRP is up 2.31%. Again, this is under this concept that for some reason, people think that JP Morgan and all these other companies and Morgan Stanley are going to start using XRP to do cross-border payments. This has not, again, ever been confirmed by these guys, and they're saying, oh, they're keeping it low-key, It's no, they've spoken about this concept actually pretty frequently, and what they always say is a Ripple-like platform. I don't understand in any world why they would use something like XRP that is totally vulnerable to massive pumps to the upside and massive dumps to the downside. This is kind of maybe the concept with Ripple stable, but the relationship between the utilization of Ripple's stablecoin to XRP's price, I'm not sure is there. And if I'm missing something, let me know on that. But I cannot find anything. Additionally, with XRP, be careful because I continue to see advertisements that are fake AI, just AI voiceovers of the CEO saying, now is the time to buy it, this is huge. And that just makes me feel like it is a massive pump and dump by some kind of whale. And that's something to be extraordinarily concerned about. In that same vein, you have massive cash outflows from BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. Let me get that. I think it was something like 330. It was just, record outflow of 333 million from BlackRock Inc.'s iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF. It's the most withdrawn ever. Now, of course, I love that headline and just that kind of line. This hasn't been out, I think, 3 months or something like that. So, of course, you get a little sensationalism with there. But, I mean, 330 million is a huge outflow. But it had nearly 37 billion in inflows. Important to keep in mind. Folks, stay right there. We'll be right back with a short segment right after this break.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. We have a short segment right here before we are off to the weekend. Taking a look at STEM. STEM Incorporated up 54.6% today. Trading at $1.19, market cap of $194 million. So what is going on with these guys? Well, it looks like they might be getting pumped a little bit. So be cautious of that going into Monday. They essentially have AI solutions for storage and deployment and operation of what they call clean energy assets, which is really just kind of solar assets. These guys are out of California, I believe. I don't really know what to think about it, and I'm not seeing any new deals with them going forward. I guess they have this PowerBidder Pro drive returns for second asset, Mercuria Energy Trading, ERCOT portfolio. I mean, that's not something I'm really familiar with right now and right off the bat. Something I will be researching over the weekend, but what I can say is that they are having some tough time with their financials. So you have revenues of $29.29 million. That's off 78% year over year there. That's up 78.1%, but that's a contraction in growth. You have net income that's negative $148.3 million. Profit margin off 506.3%. They're in a tough spot, and they've continued to miss revenue and miss EPS for the past 4 quarters. They're out of San Francisco. when you look at stuff like that and you see movements like this, the only thing your mind can think of is like, hey, this is definitely a pump and dump. Now, we can go over to other things in cleaner energy. Taking a look at UU. What are we up today? Up 0.97%. Of course, you have UEC. It did very well yesterday. And then what I really wanted to talk about was Oklo and SMR. These things are blowing up 22.9% right there, trading up 24.67% on the news with the uranium contract. Folks, thank you so much for joining me. We will be back tomorrow, Monday, 9 a.m. with Tommy O'Brien for the Morning Market Kickoff. Take care.